Let me show you how I make this easy and delicious loaded baked potato that's easy on them pockets and keep that man and them kids fed. You'll thank me later, Boo Boo Kitty. Let me show you how I get down. First, I'm going to start off by slicing and dicing an onion. Quick tip, if you don't want your eyes to burn, place a glass of ice cold water next to your cutting board so that it can absorb the sulfuric compound that is released once you cut up to the onion. I also cut up these vegetables that you see on the screen off camera, so be sure to cut those up. Then I cut some chives and place them on the plate with the rest of the vegetables. Next, I'm going to coat some russet potatoes with olive oil and Himalayan salt. Be sure to rub it in and coat the entire potato. And then I'm going to poach it with a fork and wrap it in aluminum foil and put it in the oven at 400 degrees until the potatoes become soft. Now, once they're soft, I'm going to go ahead and allow it to cool down. And then I'm going to cut a thin layer off the top. Next, I'm going to scoop out the potatoes carefully to not break the skin. Next, I'm going to mash the potatoes up with a potato masher. Then I'm going to add butter, sour cream, and milk. Then I'm going to give it a nice little mix and make sure that the mixture is nice and smooth. Next, I'm going to add Himalayan salt and black pepper and chives and give it a nice little mix. Then I'm going to add shredded cheddar cheese and I'm going to give it a nice little mix. Be sure to add milk until it's to your desired consistency. Next, I'm going to add provolone cheese to the middle of the russet potatoes. Now, you can use whatever type of cheese you want, but I'm telling you, baby, provolone cheese is where it's at. Have the whole house sleeping. Now, I'm going to go ahead and scoop the potato mixture into the russet potatoes and then top it with some more shredded cheese. And then I'm going to pop it into the oven and until the shredded cheese is melted to my desired consistency. Now, while that's doing what it do, I'm going to go ahead and make the toppings for the loaded potato. So to a pan, I'm going to add butter, peeled shrimp, and the seasonings that you see on the screen. Now, don't go ask me how much seasoning I use because I don't measure nothing. Just let your ancestors guide you. And if that don't work, then I don't know what to tell you. Bath Sholisha. Then I'm going to get a nice little mix, making sure that I coat all of the shrimp in that seasoning mixture. Then to the same pan, I'm going to add butter and my chopped vegetables, garlic, and the seasonings that you see on the screen. Then I'm going to get it a nice mix to combine the seasonings to the mixture. Then I'm going to add some chicken stock and heavy whipping cream. And then I'm going to add sea moss. Now, friend, if you don't like sea moss, go ahead and mind your business and drink your juice and let us do what we do. Then I'm giving a nice mix. And then I'm going to add crawfish tail and crab meat. Add the seasonings that you saw on the screen before and give it a nice little mix to incorporate all those seasonings. Then add some Parmesan cheese and mix that really well and allow that to cook. And then voila. Tastes so good, make you want to smack your mama. But I wouldn't recommend smacking your mama because if she anything like my mama, you'll find your head between the washer and the dryer. And friend, it's the internet and I can't help you. And put that food on that fancy china and call that man and them kids because then it is served. And if you like this recipe, go ahead and give us a follow. And meet us in the kitchen on the next episode of We Got Food at Home. Okay, love you. Bye.